Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? Hey y'all, we're just here. Impromptu live. Just figured we'd make it happen. Why? Because I miss Chelsea and I was watching a little bit of Euros today, maybe a lot of bit of Euros today, and I thought, you know what? I have got to catch up on what's going on with Chelsea. I haven't been reading, I haven't been digging, all the things. So I figured, why not? Got about half an hour here. Let's just see what the heck is going on with Chelsea. So figured we'd check out the FOT mob perhaps, and here we go. It's always nice to do that. Okay, you can see it probably there. So as you can see today, what did we have? We had, France win 1-0. Spoiler alert, some of the international results here. So a little bit of an upset there with Romania beating Ukraine. No offense to Romania, but I believe generally you could expect that Ukraine would win that game. But the bigger upset today, of course, is Slovakia. No offense to Slovakia, definitely also pretty decent team at times, but they have lost some big players like Hamšík and whatever recently. So, you know, it's who knew what was going to come about? I mean, I certainly didn't. Maybe somebody who follows the Slovakia national team more adamantly, but yeah, so that's where we're at. They won, big upset, not bad for Slovakian fans, but we're here to catch up on Chelsea. So I'm going to go over to the Premier League and FOT mob, which is my favorite app. And this is one way I get some of my news. Not the one way, obviously, because there's lots of other great places to go, especially Chelsea Chronicle or other places. I mean, I'll throw in plugs maybe when people actually are filing to get into this live stream. But okay, so here we go. Got some articles here, but this is not related to Chelsea specifically, so I'll go to the table. I'm going to hit Chelsea and see if I can read some of the goings on here. So news. Okay, Belgium, you know, I have been wondering about transfers and wondering about the new manager. I don't know. Not everybody's a Pochettino guy. I wasn't necessarily a Pochettino guy, but I will say I was a Pochettino stay guy, and it does seem like he ended up leaving because he wanted to leave. That was the story, at least. And at the end of the day, we're not going to know maybe for a bit what the real story is, but let's just say that's the story. Well, far be it from me to chastise Chelsea supporters at the bridge or elsewhere that might have made Pochettino feel crappy in the position, not feel that love, that magic that a new manager should feel when going to a club. If you want to be successful, like, I think that's, you know, maybe that's obvious, but some people don't think. Some people don't think a coach has to be great friends of the supporters and whatever. I say coach because, I'm thinking about a basketball talk with Barkley, who actually said the coach doesn't have to be best friends, have to even be on good terms with the star player of the team. He was arguing with Shaq. It was one of those famous arguments they had on the show. You gotta love that. You gotta love Charles Barkley. You gotta love Shaquille O'Neal. But this is the wrong sport, okay? We're talking soccer here, football, as the creators called it. But so I feel like you got to have that magic with the manager. And I don't love the negativity that was surrounding Pochettino when he was still around. But anyway, we're moving on. We're not living in the past. We have to support the new manager, Enzo Maresca. I got to say, I didn't know much about Enzo Maresca before he came to Chelsea. So let's look him up, actually. Enzo Maresca. Why don't we see what they have to offer about him? Do they? offer news on a keyword, maybe not. Could also just search Enzo Maresca. Let's see what's going on here. Chelsea have already completed £63 million signing as Enzo Maresca sent clear. Clear what? I don't even know what the 63 million. Enzo Maresca sent clear transfer message. Okay. What clear transfer message did Enzo Maresca send? You got me to click, Football London. So let's see. Chelsea have already been very busy in the summer transfer window with one new signing already announced. Earlier this month, Tosin Adarabioyo had his, I hope I'm getting that right, had his move to Stamford Bridge as a free agent confirmed with talks of Michael Olise and John Duran ongoing. Okay, definitely two good-looking possible signings there. John Duran has flown a bit under the radar, but man, he had some, okay, keep me updated. Jeez, leave me alone. He had some pretty darn good performances for Villa. That's not how you pronounce his name. Or West. Super familiar with him, but I've seen him play, and the kid has got some skills. That's positive, and Villa obviously managed at Arsenal, at Villa, and Michael Ollie. Highlight reels here. How about that? Let's pull that up. John Duran, maybe a little short highlights. Let's see. Because I feel like I've seen some dope. Here, 2024. This is with Ultra FC TV Premium. And here we go. Ultras FC TV. This is John Duran. Okay. Possible transfer target for Chelsea Football Club. Why don't we throw a poll in John Duran, yes or no? You don't see the perks of this whole thing, but you get real on the bill and I like it. You just like my sidekick, I just wanna ride, fulfill all your desires. John Duran for Chelsea, yes or no? How about that? I like it, I don't wanna fight. You know I'm a ride and nothing left to hide. Your other nigga tired. Talk about you like you never leave his side, but I don't really buy it. Me, I'm moving quiet. All the things we try, let's just keep it private. You a real ass woman and I like it. I don't wanna fight. Quality could be a little better. A little choppy. Woman and I like it, I don't wanna fight. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Tell me, should I cut these other girls right out of my life? Cause we never decided. Tell me how you feel inside. Yeah. I figure out you figure out me. We both a different breed. Strike the ball pretty hard, that's for sure. Look at that, hold up play right there. Powerful. You say that like it's easy. You never believe me. So yeah, I got keys for these other girls sleeping on them, girl. I don't sleep. You like you never leave his side, but I don't really buy it. That was. Me, I'm moving quiet. All the things you try. What was that? You didn't count that? Why is that in the highlight reel? I guess, you know, he's only had one season. It's only one season. This is this season. And you know, of course, but you know what? With strikers, highlight reel is certainly more telling than with, let's say, defenders. Kind of really. But highlight reel isn't everything, of course. Ooh. Good strike on that. Looked like the half volley. Ooh. Tight angle there. On the left foot. Is he even a lefty? Is he a lefty? I don't know, but let's find out. Yeah, okay, he's a lefty. All right, back to the show. Definitely a strong dude. I mean, definitely a pretty powerful guy. That can strike the ball hard. And has that technique, No, the question is, can he deliver day in, day out in the Premier League for Chelsea? But I tell you, season at Aston Villa under good evening guy. God damn it, why am I forgetting his name now? I'm just gonna search good evening. Good evening. Unai Emery, of course. Yeah, a season under him at Aston Villa will certainly do plenty for a new Premier League player. It's a little boring though. Okay, it's one season. If we can't watch 5 minutes of a YouTube video, jeez. Woof. All right. Well, why don't we check out, what are you talking about there? It is, yeah, Michael Olise. Maybe we should watch some of those. I definitely have to do a lot of work here. I mean, I am really out of the loop recently. Welcome to Chelsea, perhaps? They're already out, boys. Those YouTube boys 4 days ago. They do not miss a beat. I mean, technically, I guess I'm one of them, but I miss beats. Although I'm a drummer, so I don't want to admit that, do I? Woo! Another lefty. Hey? Chelsea are after the lefties, eh? I love a good lefty striker. Who doesn't, really? A little something different. Whee! I mean, this kid on the ball, as are so many from Crystal Palace, let's be real. So good on the ball. Crystal Palace just, I don't know, they just manage to always have these super athletic, super skillful, technical players. A la Zaha, a la, what's his name? Wan-Bissaka, a la Eze, a la so many darn players that Crystal Palace has had over the years. And recently even, and that's only recently. But Olise, I for a long time Chelsea were talking about getting Zaha. And I don't think there's many people that wouldn't have wanted Zaha. Maybe there were. Certainly the hype was real, and he really did. He was a good steward for the club, wasn't he? For Crystal Palace. But yeah, they keep churning out these guys. They obviously have a certain scouting style, don't they, at Crystal Palace? Yeah, the Olise is legit. Actually, probably. He's not a striker, obviously, but between John Duran and Olise, maybe Olise, I don't know. We have Cole Palmer. When you have Cole Palmer, you feel pretty good going forward. Okay. It's a little bit of Olise. Not sure it was necessary. He's been in the Prem for some time, hasn't he? Who knows? Not sure. Let's find out, actually. Olise. Okay. $22. Okay. Yeah, he's been in the Prem since 2021. 14 goals, 82 appearances for Crystal Palace. Before that, played for Reading. Young boy. 6 feet tall, according to Wiki. Let's check John Duran real quick, actually. Not that they're competing here. Obviously, they play different positions. Let's see what's up. Okay, he's even younger. Didn't realize he was that young. I probably knew that too, honestly. Okay. Yeah, so he's only really played one season at Villa. Like I said, he's only had one season. But 5 goals, 35 appearances, and I bet a good chunk of those appearances were off the bench because you're not starting ahead of Ollie Watkins, you know? You're not starting... I have at least one other good striker there, if I'm not mistaken. What's their squad? Aston Villa squad. Yeah, Ollie Watkins, John Duran, I guess Diaby. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so if you're John Duran, you're probably not starting ahead of Ollie Watkins most of the time. Oh, I guess they played a lot of him. Let's see. Last starting 11, he started right next to him. Their last starting 11, as FotMob details here. Okay. So, yeah, so that was their last. I guess they probably did play him a lot because he's that good. And, but Ollie Watkins, is that serious? Is that real? That is a lot of goals. 19 goals and 13 assists for Ollie Watkins. I mean, fair play. If you don't recognize Ollie Watkins at this point, maybe Chelsea should be going for him. Honestly, we need finished products already. I know that it's been this way for a while with the new ownership. They think they can just play the long game and piss everybody off in the short term, it seems, because it's all, lower the overhead, lower the salary on the books, lower by getting youth players. That seemed to have been the guiding philosophy at with the new ownership. It's lower the age, lower, because obviously we were having some issues with financial fair play, and the new financial fair play is a little stricter. And so yeah, I've done some shorts on this. If you really want to find out, you can find out in less than a minute in one of the shorts that I've done. But yeah, so the club have really prioritized getting youth in there, so it makes sense that they would go for John Duran over Ollie Watkins. But at the end, and obviously maybe Ollie Watkins isn't for sale, and doesn't want to leave Villa. Villa finished ahead of Chelsea last season. Let's be frank here, and they're playing Champions League football, so Watkins doesn't have any reason to go anywhere. But Duran, young, maybe didn't start every game. Probably learned a lot from Ollie Watkins too. Let's consider that fact. I think it's not a terrible choice for Chelsea given the constraints that the administration seemed to be holding themselves to. Young, lower salary, and all the skills necessary to play in the Premier League. Obviously, they weren't doing that last season. They really borderline were negligent. And who they brought in, thinking that we were going to get somewhere good, or at least we had a high probability of landing somewhere good with who they had last season, was a big no. Definitely, no offense, Nicholas Jackson, new to the Premier League, not a proven top tier striker. Made waves so far. He's certainly gotten a lot better since he started. And you have to give credit to Pochettino as well for that. But it was never going to be a high probability of breakout season for Nicholas Jackson on his first time as striker. And you're in a transitional phase, and I've said this time and time again, but you're in a transitional phase at Chelsea, and you're getting a new manager, et cetera, and you think that you can get away with not having a proven striker, or at least a good striker with Premier League experience. I mean, we saw what happened, and really we saw that the team needed time. The young players needed time. The non-Premier League players needed time. And things started to come together at the end of the season. The very, very end of the season, Pochettino was starting to pull things together. And what I don't like, I'll just touch on this briefly. It's like people were really doubting Pochettino as a manager because things weren't going well. It's like this is the first time it's ever happened in football. People are just start watching football. Like, yeah, these things happen. And Pochettino is a quality manager, okay? But anyway, I digress. Back to Chelsea. Okay, so looks like Duran and Watkins are being rumored in several places. Let's move on, see if there's anything else we can get out of this. Out of the news down there. I'm running out of time here. Spent a lot of time just yapping. All right. Sky Sports is... Oh. Well, I guess a lot of people are wanting John Duran. But, okay. Chelsea certainly needs somebody. No offense, Nicholas Jackson. They got to bring somebody else in, too. Chelsea broadly agree. £40 million striker deal. Aston Villa ask about signing defender. Okay, so... another one, but they're talking about Maatsen. I guess we still have Maatsen. He's still on loan at Dortmund. And that wasn't a sale. I don't even remember at this point. Conor Gallagher shelving Chelsea future thoughts to focus on England and Euro 2024. Yeah, I hope so. But unfortunately, that news is pissing me off. I mean, who isn't? I mean, if you're not a Gallagher fan and you're a Chelsea fan, I mean, we're just not going to see eye to eye. There's a lot of them. It seems there's a lot of them. They keep writing about them. People keep writing about them. The administration seem to not want Gallagher. It just makes me sick. Makes me absolutely sick. He is that guy. He is a savage, okay? And he's just gotten better. Have you noticed how much more consistent he's been in the last few games at Chelsea? I mean, come on. Now you want to sell Gallagher? If that is the case, like... honestly, I'm sickened. It's just wrong. He's a really good player. Anyway, we're moving on. Enzo Maresca. You know, there was an article here that said something. Enzo Maresca's 5 things that he needs to prioritize. Something like that. Where are you? Headline that I saw. Gone. Levi Colwill, a shock transfer target for European Giants. No! Another player that needs to stay at Chelsea. Holy crap. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of Colwill going anywhere. Colwill, a shock transfer target for European Giants. Bayern Munich are the latest sides to express an interest in signing Chelsea center back Levi Colwill, a report has claimed. Okay. Sounds loose, but they've been talking about Colwill for a while. New Bayern boss, right, Vincent Kompany is looking to rebuild his side's defense this summer with talks progressing over a move for Bayer Leverkusen's Jonathan Tah. According to Sky Sports Germany, Bayern also hoped to land Colwill this summer. Sky Sports Germany, yeah. With initial talks believed to have already taken place over a surprise switch. 90 Minutes understands Colwill, who is also a long-term target for both Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain, seeking assurances over his role under new Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca. Well, let's pull that one up. He spent most of last season playing at Silva's gone. Not really a huge fan of Disasi. I like Badiashile a little bit, but he's not had an impeccable showing throughout the season. I really think, and Colwill's made some mistakes too, but he's young and you sort of expect him to, but he's exceptional. And that left foot is silky. Let's be real. Colwill is legit. I really believe it. So hopefully he sticks around. Hopefully I could see him starting next to Chalobah. I don't know that Chalobah is going to stay. I know we've had problems with Chalobah. I don't know if it was Pochettino or if it was the administration. It seemed like it was the administration with Chalobah. Like, I don't know what it was. They weren't renewing his contract. He was injured. And, you know, there was a lot of talks about Thomas Tuchel, Tommy Tushy, wanting him and at Bayern. But hopefully Chalobah stays. He definitely started showing, proving himself, even though I already believed in him. But there were some naysayers. But the way that he finished the season, Chalobah is people need to know that Chalobah is legit. And I really would like to see Colwill come back and do some work and prove himself for the new boss and maybe start next to Chalobah. He's really good, boys, and he's athletic. I mean, why do you think he's playing the fullback position? Because he is super athletic. He can go forward and all that jazz. Beautiful, like laser beam passes. He's pretty complete, Levi Colwill, but he's so young. I mean, at center back, that would be something. That would really be something. And the fact, let's not forget the fact that Colwill, it's another one of those stories, but asked Terry for the 26. You're a Chelsea fan. You love that. He's got everything else, and he's got the heart, and he's a Chelsea boy. I mean, it doesn't get much better than Levi Colwill. Sign him up. Do not let this guy, this frickin' guy right here, this guy is not a Chelsea boy. This is not a Chelsea boy. Don't let this guy take Colwill, right? Okay? No, Vincent Kompany, no. I say no. Should be saying this to the administration, but yeah. See what I'm saying here? This wouldn't be good. This would not be good at all. Okay, I'm not even going to finish that because you know what? I don't even want to think about it anymore. I don't want to think about us losing Colwill to that guy. 90 Minutes reports Levi Colwill seeking assurances from Chelsea amid PSG and Liverpool interest. Okay. Well. Give him the assurances, for Christ's sake. God damn it. He should be starting next to Chalobah. I'm just going to say it there. Okay. What else we got here? Oh, here it is. Here's that article I was talking about. 7 days ago. 90 Minutes. 5 priorities for new Chelsea manager, Enzo Maresca. Bravo, Enzo. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see what 90 Minutes writer Jude Summerfield thinks about new Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca and what he needs to prioritize for Chelsea. The latest episode of the Chelsea soap opera has seen Enzo Maresca replace Mauricio Pochettino in the Stamford Bridge dugout. That's not the latest episode, but it is one of the newer episodes, I will say. The Spaniard arrives in West London, having just lifted Leicester City back up to the Premier League as championship winners, impressing with his meticulous possession-based approach. He's also a disciple of Pep Guardiola, in case you hadn't heard. I had heard, but what does that really mean? Let's find out. Oh, maybe we'll find out here. Enzo Maresca, disciple of Pep Guardiola? Ooh. From Goal.com, he is a disciple of Pep Guardiola, having taken charge of Manchester City's elite development squad between 2020 and 2021, as well as serving as one of his first team assistants during the 2022-2023 campaign. Okay, I didn't know that. How much like Pep Guardiola is Enzo Maresca? This is from the New York Times, June 29th, 2024. Let's find out that. We're going down rabbit holes, people. Okay. It is easy to see why so many comparisons are made between new Chelsea head coach Enzo Maresca and the man he used to be. Oh, I don't have an, yeah, that's right. I don't have a New York Times subscription. Okay, but the point is he used to be an assistant and he took charge of Manchester City's elite development squad between 2020 and 2021. Okay, so he's had a couple years with Guardiola. Calling him a disciple is a little much, but you know what? A couple years under Pep Guardiola can do anybody magic, okay? Whether you're a player or a manager, let's be real. I don't know. You know, some people aren't Pep guys. I think it's hard to not be a Pep guy at this point. If you like the game, period, how can you not be a Pep guy? I don't understand it. I hate Manchester City. I mean, Chelsea fan, okay, through and through. Let's get that straight. But anyway, so here we go. Stop the reckless spending is what this guy says, as if Enzo Maresca or Mauricio Pochettino was responsible for the reckless spending. Okay, or as if he has anything to say about the reckless spending to the administration. Okay, number one, I'm not even going to read that because that's just a stupid one to do. What is he going to say? Stop recklessly spending? What do you mean recklessly spending? I mean the reckless spending is already done. And they're going to do what they want anyway. You think Pochettino sanctioned that? Yeah, anyway, whatever. So that said, make a fast start in 2024-25. Wow. Jude Summerfield. Oh my gosh. Ingenious. Make a fast start in 2024-25. Gee, wow. Chelsea fans are undoubtedly crying out for a smidge of optimism, and there's no better way for Maresca to get them on the side by making a flying start 2024-25 campaign. Gee, wow. Thanks for that. I'm glad I clicked on your article, bro. The Blues had won only 8 of their 20 Premier League games by New Year's Eve last season as Pochettino struggled to get consistency out of his crop. Supporters have already put up with some lifeless and downright embarrassing performances in recent years. That's true. So Maresca must instill a more resilient core and get points on the board early on to give his doubters something to think about. Okay, I mean, obviously, but I don't know why I clicked on this. Avoid an injury crisis. Jeez, really, Jude Summerfield? Really? Avoid an injury crisis. You don't say. Another banger. Okay, sure. This is easier said than done. Yeah, because it's not a good point. The point remains. What do you mean? Okay, let's find out what he means. Injuries played a crucial role in Chelsea's topsy-turvy 2023-24 campaign, and Maresca cannot allow the number of casualties in the squad to hit double figures soon. Okay, so what does he do? Like, get a medical license and start training? Like, what do you mean? Rotate more? Is that what you're saying, Summerfield? Christopher Nkunku was a big absentee, having impressed so much at RB Leipzig, and the Frenchman could take a large goal-scoring and creative burden off Palmer if he can stay fit for the majority of the campaign. I don't know why. Yes, it's true that Cole Palmer did a lot of the scoring, and because he had to, and he was the only one that was basically on fire all season. And the kid's not going to stop. I mean, he is Cold Palmer for a reason. The guy has maximum confidence, maximum mental strength. It's insane. It's awesome. It's amazing to have that at Chelsea. It really, really is. And yeah, Nkunku was a big absentee. But all of this is true. But saying to avoid an injury crisis as though that's like something that Enzo Maresca should be prioritizing. That should be on his list. Like, his list should really be these things. You know what? I'm very disappointed, Jude Summerfield. I'm very disappointed in this list. Find balance in central midfield. Okay, finally. We got to a point that actually makes sense. Find balance in central midfield. Whispers suggested Pochettino was never too keen on partnering Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in central midfield. Whether the two South Americans can coexist in the middle of the park remains to be seen, but if the 200 million pound stars, 100 million literally each, more or less, struggle together again in 2024-25, some difficult decisions or tough decisions will have to be made. I think it's a weird thing to say that Caicedo and Fernandez can't play in the midfield together. They're kind of the perfect style midfielders to play with each other. To play alongside one another, I should say. But yeah, so I don't know if that really makes a whole lot of sense. Maybe there's something small. There are nuances to their game that I've not noticed. I'm not saying they've played well together, but the whole team didn't play well. It's kind of a moot point, isn't it? Maresca loves his teams to keep possession meticulously, and Fernandez could be the perfect fit by keeping things ticking over. But Caicedo will have to prove himself as a dynamic and aggressive number 8 rather than a simpler ball winner. Yes, true. But again, like, he is there basically to be a simpler ball winner and maybe to have a more complete game than some other simple ball winners might have. But that's just sort of a given. Like Conte, for instance, the best ball winner on the planet, but obviously had some other skills. So I don't know. This is the best point, but I don't really. I wouldn't dwell too much on whether Caicedo and Fernandes can play together. It's obvious the whole team had a bad season, so yeah, I don't think that was the culprit. I don't. Sorry. I definitely think that Caicedo didn't have a good season individually. He did get better, obviously. Started badly, etc., etc. Carney Chukwuemeka and Conor Gallagher could be perfect fits if the Ecuadorian can't provide what Maresca needs. Sure. I mean, we're yet to see the best of Carney, obviously. He's young, and you can see that he's good. Definitely got some serious quality. I wish I followed him more. I didn't. Maybe somebody else, if there were other people in here at the moment, more than the few, could tell me a little bit more about him. But I don't know. Maybe there's got to be some Chelsea super fans that watch the youth games. I got to get in on that. I got to look into Chelsea TV, to be honest. All right, number 5. The big number 5. Make a decision on Conor Gallagher's future. I like this one, actually, but not that I think that Maresca is responsible for this. I'm not sure he has a huge say in this, but I hope he does keep him. Let's see what Summerfield thinks. England international Gallagher so often filled in as captain in the absence of club skipper Reece James and vice Ben Chilwell. So the idea of his contract running out next year is quite remarkable. Quite remarkable, eh? He did fill in as captain. That's true. But again, it doesn't seem this administration really cares what the managers think. So I don't know what that's all about. The former Crystal Palace loanee has the attributes to thrive under Maresca, but speculation persists over where he will be playing his football next season, with Tottenham Hotspur and Aston Villa mentioned as possible potential destinations. A Chelsea lad through and through. Worse players than Gallagher have been handed bumper contracts in recent years, that's true, and his exit would undeniably be an arrow through the heart of any football purist. Thank you. I will say concur on that as well. Stay or go, Gallagher deserves a quick resolution, and it must be one of Maresca's priorities once he gets down to business at Cobham. Okay, I mean, I gotta say, Jude, good old Jude Summerfield, not your best work, probably. Let's see you, buddy. Here you are. You really just had to write something, didn't you? Those first few really had nothing to do with anything. And let's be real. The manager isn't necessarily responsible for all of those things. It's certainly not avoiding an injury crisis. Although, yeah, rotating. But I don't know if maybe that's why you didn't suggest rotating. I mean, it seems that having your best 11 and rotating less is the key to having success. Often is, anyway. But who am I to say, Mr. Summerfield? Welcome to the show. Okay, well, that was a little bit longer, maybe than... That was about right. That's about all the time I'm going to have for today. I wish I had more time because there's so much more to check out here. I really would love to look a little bit more into Enzo Maresca, and maybe I'll do that the next time. We'll read some more articles. We'll check out some more YouTube videos. Maybe I'll have a little more patience in watching them, but you know us these days. None of us have any attention span. We just want to get through it quickly and see what's next, right? So, I mean, that said, I hope you all live football and prosper. I know I'm about to go play some football myself, some pickup. And until next time, yeah, I already said the live football and prosper. But I will see you guys next time, and make sure to like, subscribe, and do all of those things, and watch all of my videos so I can make that money. Now I'm going to click this thing that's going to give you my little theme song outro. Bye. Live football and prosper. Soccer? but it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines.